Welcome back to Dumb Crimes and Criminals. I am your host, Rick. We back in the building, and you already know this is the funniest true crime podcast in the world. All right? This is the funniest true crime podcast in the world. Also got to give a shout out to my 15-year-old daughter, Brianna. She actually helped co-write this episode. Round of applause for her. Air horns for my daughter. Yes. Let's get into the story. For today's story, we're going to travel to the UK. This story involves a 21-year-old motorist. They don't give us his name, so we don't know his name. But we do know that the cops seen him driving recklessly down the road. Now, it doesn't say what he was doing, or what it doesn't say what they deemed reckless. It just says that they seen him. They seen him driving. He was coming down the road. He was driving reckless. So I'm assuming they was posted up somewhere, maybe at a parking lot, or maybe just back then monitoring the traffic. Whatever the case, I'm not too sure. But I do know that they don't give a real reason on why they say he was driving recklessly. You know what I'm saying? And I do know that cops can sometimes be petty. You don't, we didn't see your seatbelt. You was on your phone, driving too close to the car in front of you, driving too fast, looks suspicious, windows too dark, whatever the case. They say he was driving reckless. In my mind, he came down the block fishtailing, doing donuts, windows down, blasting music, ghost riding the whip, leaning out the sunroof, drinking a 40 ounce, staring with his knees, one leg out the window, driving backwards, swerving, speed racing in and out of traffic. He was doing everything. In my mind, he was doing everything. Mind you, he's in an Audi A7. Why you want to drive reckless in an Audi? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, my man. You in an Audi A7, you're supposed to be chilling, man. You ain't supposed to be doing nothing that the police will deem reckless in an Audi A7. You know what I'm saying? That's wild, cause right now if I go jump in one of my cars, I'm chilling. I'm not with the reckless driving, speeding and all that. Like, I be, when you be on Instagram and you see these people and they be in the Audis and the BMWs and the Mercedes and, the caddy trucks and all that, like, they be doing donuts and doing all that, man. I'm not with none of that, man. So of course, they seen him. He driving reckless. He bugging out. They get behind him, put the lights on. So, of course, once he see the lights, he hauls ass. He gets up out of there. He took the police on a 35-mile high-speed car chase. Now, I've never been on a high-speed car chase with the police, right? But I would think that if you're not in something that could possibly get away from them, like a Hellcat or, you know what I'm saying, a Ferrari, maybe a C8, Aston Martin, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if the A7 is get away from cop worthy. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't got to jump on them. And I would think that to successfully get away from them, you would need to jump. And you would need to have something with some power that's going to get you off that line quick. You know what I mean? I'm talking quick to where you can peel off, hit this street, hit that street, hit this street, hit that street, and then get on a nice little straightaway and really get busy. You know what I mean? That's, in my mind, that's how I would think you would have a higher success rate of getting away from the cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the movies. If they really get behind you, you're not just going to drive and weave through traffic and then cross the, run across the train tracks right before the train come and then blocks the cops on the other side. Like, it's not going to happen like that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get behind you. They're going to stay behind you, and eventually they're going to catch you. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, he took them on a 35-mile chase to the point where they had to bring in the helicopters. So he might have been getting busy on them because they had to bring in the helicopters. Once they do that, man, you might as well pull over. You know what I mean? You might as well pull over, tell them you was playing. You just wanted to see how fast your car go and, hop in the back seat with them, man. Cause how the hell you gonna get away from the helicopters? Even if you pulled over, hopped out and got on foot, they on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't shake and bake a helicopter. This ain't basketball. You're not gonna cross over the helicopter, make them go that way while you run the other way. It's not gonna happen. They gonna be on you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if there's multiple people in the car and you hop out, you might got a chance because the helicopter clearly can't follow the both of you at one time. So I could see that possibly, but you still got to worry about the police that were chasing you. You know what I mean? So either way, once they bring the helicopters out, I say it's pretty much a wrap. Yeah, I was thinking about it for a second, but yeah, I think it's pretty much a wrap. Now, police caught up to the man after he stopped running from them. And the reason why he stopped running from them is because he ran out of gas. Again, this is Dumb Crimes and Criminals. If this is your first time listening, I advise you to go back and listen to previous episodes. This is why I created this show. This man took the police on a 35-mile police chase just to end up running out of gas. Just to end up running out of gas. This man drove 35 miles. Yo, first of all, when they jump behind you, threw the lights on, and you looked at your gas tank, how far did you think you was going to get? Or how much running did you think you was going to do? You probably had a quarter tank of gas. Yo, you had to have like a quarter tank of gas, yo. You know what I'm saying? You did not have a half a tank of gas in that joint. Like, this is like, we got to start using our brains. Like, you don't have a half a tank of gas. How much running do you think you're going to do with a half a tank of gas or less than a half a tank of gas? Word. He had to have less than a half a tank of gas. He had to have like a quart in that joint. How, like for real, how much running did you think you was going to do? How did you think you was going to get away with that? And why even take yourself through the agony of trying this shit, knowing your ass ain't got no gas in your car, man? You know you ain't got no gas in your car. And you tried to haul ass and peel off, knowing you wasn't going to get that far because your ass ain't got no gas in your car. Now, officers walk up to the car. Man, give me your license and registration. You know what I'm saying? Give me your license and registration, man. This dude, who we don't know his name, we just know he's a 21-year-old male. He gives them a Legoland card from 2003. The police walked up to this man and said, "Give me your license and registration." He goes in his pocket and pulls out a Legoland card from when he was a kid in 2003 as his license. What is going on, my man? What are you thinking? What are you doing? Why do you have that card in your pocket as a grown-ass man? People, bear with me. Because I know you're thinking, Rick, you're making this up. Again, this is true. This is a real story. This man is trying to use a Legoland card. Whatever card he got from Legoland when he was a kid, he tried to give it to the officers after taking them on a 35-mile high-speed chase. He tried to give them a Legoland card from 2003 when 50 Cent dropped Get Rich or Die Trying. He tried to give them a Legoland card from that year. What is wrong with him? What is he thinking? Why would he do such a thing? Why would he do such a thing? It like, if I was I would have probably, I don't know what I would have did if I was that officer. My man, you took us on a 35-mile car chase to pull this card out. Man, listen. In his car, police found a stash of weed. They found weed. He had weed on him. He took them on a 35-mile chase. You know damn well you had weed on you. And you tried to get up out of there. Now, he was arrested, of course. And they charged him with dangerous driving, failing to stop, possession of drugs. So I guess I can understand why. I guess I can understand why he was riding dirty, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Clearly he was riding dirty. He tried to get up out of there. I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't say like if he has any type of criminal record or anything like that. But again, man, people don't want to go to jail, man. Jail is scary for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So he probably didn't want to go to jail or face those type of consequences. In all reality, I'm sure he made his situation worse by just running. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you got arrested for, weed, failing to stop, possession of drugs and dangerous driving. I'm not sure if he had a different type of drug on him as well, other than the weed, because it says that they found weed, and then it says what he was arrested for, which was dangerous driving, failing to stop, possession of drugs. I don't know if they considering the weed drugs or if he has something different. So either way, I can understand why you would want to run and do what you do, but in all reality, you're making it worse by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're causing a lot of risk. You know what I'm saying? By going on a high speed chase for 35 miles. Anything could have happened during that chase. The Legoland card is bugged out to me. The Legoland card is bugged out to me. Like, why you just got that on deck? Like, who the fuck you think is dumb enough that'll just sit there and accept your Legoland card as some type of identification? Like, that's wild as hell to me. And I hope, like, you didn't think that anybody would fall for that. Now, here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. Out of everything that happened, right? Mind you, they spotted him first. So, like I said, they probably backed up somewhere. They seen him. They spotted him first driving reckless, right? He took him on a 35-mile fucking police chase until he ran out of gas. Like, he literally drove till he ran out of gas and couldn't drive no more. And that's the only reason why he stopped, right? He tried to give them a Legoland card from 2003 when he was a kid as identification, right? He had weed. He got arrested for weed, dangerous driving, failing to stop, possession of drugs, right? That's what he got arrested for. And on top of that, he didn't have insurance on his car or an actual driver's license. Hey, yo, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. out of everything that I just talked about in this story, he doesn't have a driver's license, like at all. Like he don't have a license, and the car was not, he didn't have insurance on the car. So I get why he tried to haul ass. You got drugs on you. You know, no license. You got drugs, no license. You got a fucking Legoland ID. Nigga, you all fucked up. You all fucked up. I get it. I understand that you had to do what you had to do, right? You had to haul ass. I get it. But how far did you think you was going with a quarter tank of gas, my man? Like, for real. For real, man. Come on, yo. I never understand. Like, if you got whatever you got on you, why not just take an Uber? If you know, yo, I don't got no license. I'm riding dirty. I don't got a license. I don't got insurance. If anything happened, I'm done off. Why not take an Uber? Why not catch a ride from somebody? Like, why put yourself in these type of positions? I don't get it. My man, you don't have a license. You don't have insurance. You're riding dirty. Why risk getting your ass in the car and driving somewhere knowing that the police don't really need much to pull you over? They don't need much. They can pull you over for whatever they feel like pulling you over for. In all reality, they could pull you over just because they want to pull you over. Yo, you look like you're doing this. Yo, this car looks stolen. You're speeding. Shit, they could pull you over for driving too slow. Why risk it? Why risk it? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why risk it? You gotta do better. You gotta do better. And you pulled out a fucking Legoland. Yo, oh my goodness. You pulled out a Legoland identification. Like, my man, what's up with you, man? What type of weed? Yo, they found weed in the whip. What type of weed was it, man? Like, for real. What type of weed was it? Fill me in. All right. Hit me at the Thedccpodcast@gmail.com and tell me what type of weed you was on that had you thinking you could pull a Legoland card out for 2003 when your ass was a kid and pass that off to police officers after taking them on a 35-mile high-speed chase, and you thought you could pass them off for a Legoland identification card and get away with it. What type of weed was you on, my man? Like, for real, what was you puffing on, man? Huh? What was you puffing on, man? And what was in it? That's what I want to know. Whatever you was puffing on, what was in what you was puffing on? Because for you to dig in your pocket, and why do you still got that joint? Like, you're a grown ass man. Why? Yo, my son is 7 years old and he don't hold on to nothing. Like, I buy him toys, like, we'll get him shit and he plays with it, but he's on to the next thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He might be playing with one thing and don't know where it's at the next day. How you still got the Legoland card from 2003? I'm not making this up, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dumb Crimes and Criminals. I am your host, Rick. Again, this episode was co-written by my 15-year-old daughter, Brianna. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Follow, subscribe, do everything you got to do to keep in touch with the podcast, man. This is the funniest true crime podcast in the world. We out here.